The fact that white girls here can go to school and not have to cut their hair, but then black girls have to cut their hair when they're so young. Yeah, like your hair is so much a part of your identity. So for you to cut that off, that's the first thing they did to the slaves when they got on the boat, is they cut their hair.
Young Ghanaian girls have to shave their head when they go to SHS, senior high school. Why is that? Because I was explaining the educational system. And
foreigners living in Ghana raise a complaint asking Ghanaians, why do the female students in SHS schools cut their hair? They are so curious to know the reasons. These videos are currently going viral on the social media. Let's take a look at the video, and please do not forget to like the video and comment your thoughts below.
Young Ghanaian girls have to shave their head when they go to SHS, senior high school. Why is that? Because I was explaining the educational system and how things go in Ghana to somebody here in the Netherlands, and I actually don't know why. What is the reason that young girls, they're 15, I think, 15, 16, 17, 18. What is the reason that these girls, young girls, have to shave their hair off? I recently went to the hairdresser just to cut a little bit off, and I realized, they have to shave all of the hair off. For what reason? The only thing that I can think of is, the past. In the past, they were suppressed. I mean, Ghanaians in general. And this stems from the colonial mindset, right? And hair is a form of expression. I don't know. But why does it is 2025. Why do girls still have to shave off all of their hair? Because what I know, because I've been working in the educational field, I know it is really hard to change things in the educational field. Maybe sometimes people want change, but it's when things go in a certain way, we keep doing the same thing. Although we know we need change, we don't often follow through with the change, and the change is really hard because there's a lot of resistance from people. So I wonder, is this something, I'm curious, is this something that you, if you're watching this, you think should change, or this is something that is okay and it's just the way? I'm really curious to know what is the reason behind doing all this.
I talk about is like the fact that white girls here can go to school and not have to cut their hair, but then black girls have to cut their hair when they're so young. Yeah, like your hair is so much a part of your identity. So for you to cut that off, that's the first thing they did to the slaves when they got on the boat, is they cut their hair. And I'm a psychology major, so I understand what that does to someone mentally. If you want to break them down, you want to strip them from their identity, you want them to feel that they have the sameness. Whereas I don't even think, if I had to cut my hair when I was younger, I don't even think I would be who I am, because through that creativity and like doing different styles with my hair, I feel like I've been able to shape my identity. So I feel like when you strip young Ghanaian girls of that freedom as a young black girl to grow their hair, it's a problem. And it also creates this dimension of like, if you come from a wealthy family, you can go to a school that won't force you to do it. Yes. But the schools that force you to do it. So then you have all this. Right. And I asked the girls in my workshop, I said, so do you think that cutting your hair doesn't let you focus in school? And one girl was like, I don't agree. I just want to switch up my hair. And I don't I think I can still focus on school.
This is my beautiful daughter. Now my question is, why girls in boarding school are having low cut? I understand that you have rules in the boarding school, but a girl with low cut is too much for me. Is it a prison, or the hair is the identity of a girl, is the beauty of a girl that will make that girl to know her roots and her belongings. Why girls are to cut their hair? Please, if somebody can explain to me, because I do not know. And also, I don't want to cut the hair of my daughter.
When you strip young Ghanaian girls of that freedom as a young black girl to grow their hair, it's a problem.
I received a tag in a video on High Schools Africa from Pan-African lifestyle, and it's a video talking about Ghana girls and how senior high schools and how we keep our hair. Very strange. Listen, why is she relating haircuts to slavery?
We do things without even knowing why we do it. It's like I don't know if you've heard about that experiment that they beat the monkey who goes for the banana. That is how many African culture or African lifestyle has been like. We are doing so many things that if you ask why we are doing it now, nobody can tell you why. The same thing when it comes to this haircut thing that they do, they cut it. So now what happens is they'll find an explanation or a reason to that. But deep down, I'm not sure they've done any research into that. If you take this, for example, I'm bringing it back to the slavery thing she was talking about. If you realize when people join the army all over the world, do you know what they do? They cut the person's hair and they tell the person what to wear. This is crazy. They will cut your hair and they'll show you what to wear throughout the training. Ghana Army does it, Nigeria Army, US Army, all the armies in the world. Do you know why they do it?
No.
Because they are ushering you into a new lifestyle. They are ripping off civilian life from you, and then they are implanting military life into you. So by the time you are done with the training, your life, like you think a certain way. And that is what she was talking about, even the slavery, because when you bring the slaves to a new place, they have their culture, they have something that makes them strong. And now you're going to have to indoctrinate them, teach them a new lifestyle. And then what happens is start with the hair. You take off their hair, you take off their clothes, you give them new clothes. In some cases, which is most of the case, they give you a new name. And by the time you are done with the training, you have forgotten your identity completely. And it's the same thing that is happening with this hair thing that they cut. It might look a bit harsh or too much, but if you think about it, how can you tell me that if you let the kids keep their hair, they cannot think? I mean, seriously? So we are limiting our ability to think and reason to our hair. And even we cutting our hair, how much are we thinking? If you think about it.
So does that mean by default, maybe in many years ago, we never used to cut our hair? It's because of the slavery that now we cut our hair.
What reason do we have to cut your hair? What reason do you have to cut your hair? Unless maybe you feel like, my hair is itchy, I feel like I need to cut, personal decision, I need to cut my hair. I think that is where it starts from. But immediately you make it a rule of law without explaining to them, like letting them choose, like make it a choice to cut their hair. Already you are letting that kid know that they cannot think for themselves. They don't have the right to think for themselves. And this child will go through school, education, whatever, and finish school. Immediately, that kid is done. Then we expect them to think for themselves. We expect them to make decisions to rule a nation. It doesn't work like that.
Is that why they feel so desperate after school? They put on wig, like they have to put something. They really want to cover their hair really fast.
Actually, yeah. If you think about it, that's it. Because immediately you get released from prison. Yay, I want to try everything, Charlie. Now I can. Oh, wait, I can wear hair now? Oh, yeah. So they won't even wait for the hair to grow to its natural form. They want to. It's like you've gained your independence. So now you can do anything you want. And then if you realize there are some people, now it's for ladies, it's agreed on that they can grow their hair. When you even bring it to the guys' level. Because this issue is not only about ladies, so just that women have more pride in their hair. That is why it has been like a women issue. But it's cross-gender.
But if women have pride in their hair, then why don't you just leave them to grow it from the very onset?
That's what I'm saying. You can go back to those who make the laws in the educational system and ask them, why is it important that they should cut their hair? And they will tell you, the kids, there will be a competition. That's what some of the things they say. There is competition. Everybody wants to make their hair some way. We want them to have the freedom to think. We don't want them to be thinking about they having hair. So no, that's what they will tell you. That's exactly what they will tell you. But
amazing.
At the end of the day, I feel like we need to make children have the ability to make decisions, decide that, you know what, I want to cut my hair. And you will ask the kid, why? My hair makes me hot. That child is making a decision from day one. But when we take it from them, Bro.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I really agree with her on that. It's true. It's a slavery piece of shit.
What are your thoughts?
This is a very sensitive topic and I'm also curious to know. Please, I will appreciate everyone to comment of what you also think of this video. Do you think it is better for a female student to cut their hairs in schools or not? And what is your reasons? This particular act is also done in Nigeria. In Nigeria government school, I mean the public school, it is not allowed. As a female student, you have to cut your hair. Whether you are in junior high school, senior high school, primary school, you have to cut your hair in Nigeria. So when I saw these foreigners complaining why Ghanaians are doing it in their junior high school, these things are also done in Nigeria. In my own opinion, I feel that this thing is done because they want the girl child to also, don't be worried to go and make their hair, take care of their hair and all those things. But at the same time, I would love to see a comment section of what you also think of this video. And please, if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, you are highly welcome. My name is Natural African Girl. Please do not make it your last by subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to the channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.